Meeting of the Washington County Board of Commissioners is now in session pursuant to adjournment. The Honorable Chairman Greg Matherly is presiding. Come to order and remain standing.
Thank you, Sheriff. Our first order of business this evening is our prayer led by Commissioner Huffine and our pledge led by Commissioner Malone.
Let's bow our heads. Dear Lord, we come before you tonight, thankful for all the blessings that you provide this community. The beautiful fall colors that we're enjoying right now. Most of all, Lord, as we are well aware of now, to love your neighbor as you love yourself. We have seen that demonstrated, dear Lord, in this community, as everyone has rallied to support each other and truly demonstrated this in action, dear Lord. Lord, we also ask for a special healing blessing for one of our own members tonight here. Be with the Eaton family, providing them comfort and restorative health. Dear Lord, please guide us in this body and all the actions we take, that it may be in the spirit of love thy neighbor that directs our actions and decisions. In your name we pray. Amen.
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 Please join me in honoring our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Like the whole thing here, isn't it? Yes.
If you would go ahead and indicate your presence here this evening on the screen.
Well, I'm not sure which one is that.
Don't play button.
Hey,
We probably just need to vote on one, you know?
2 for 1, no extra.
We, oh, you got you.
You can close the one that's not in use if you want that way.
Is that?
Yeah, you can go ahead and close the one that's. All right, Madam Clerk, it looks like that's all we have to present. That'd be 11 present and 3 absent. We do have a quorum.
We need to know this.
Our next item is approval of the agenda.
He's not on the. Not there.
That's the first of it. I can see it. It's keeping scores.
So we've got 12 days and 3 absent.
12 present, 3 absent. We had, well, we have 12 present, 3 absent. So we're gonna move right along. And while they get that worked out there. Our next item is approval of the agenda. We have several agenda changes, and this has been a challenging agenda. And I appreciate our county attorney and our mayor, Tiffany, working very hard, and Sherry to get this agenda something we can consider tonight. However, there are still changes on this agenda we must consider. Earlier this week, you've seen it at the request of the budget director. All right, my microphone's back on. It's always nice. At the request of our director of accounts and budgets, we did 2 resolutions, 16 and 17 were revised to provide flexibility for the possibility of reimbursement of bond proceeds. And that was under Public Works. In addition, resolution 27 was prepared and added under new business to address a leave a lease that was to be put into effect for debris removal. And finally, we added also our assessor of property, Robbie McGuire, for that matter. Those changes to the agenda will require us to suspend the rule to add these items to the agenda.
Move to suspend the rules.
Motion to suspend the rule by Commissioner Jones, seconded by Commissioner Crampon. Remember, to suspend the rule, it has to be a 2/3 majority vote. All in favor of suspending the rule signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, and the rule is suspended. If we go back to approve the agenda now with these changes, I would also like to propose that we remove the proclamation under 8A. Commissioner Wheeler,
Move to approve with those changes.
motion to approve those changes. Do I have a second? Second by Commissioner Tucker. Question or discussion? All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And the agenda is approved. We do have one item this evening for public comment. Each individual will be given 3 minutes to address the board regarding agenda items. Comments shall be limited to items on the meeting's agenda. Our first speaker this evening is Joe McQueen. Joe, if you'll come forward to the podium and give your address to the clerk.
I'm Joe McQueen, I live at 317 Mount Zion Church Road, Jonesboro. This is dealing with the county farm large animal. I've got a question, if I'm out of order, all you gotta do is say go. But, is the large animal rescue or county farm open to people right now? Be able to bring some animals under this disaster, to that county farm, get took care of.
Joe, that's a question I can't answer, but maybe the mayor will be able to address that.
I'm not aware of any change, Mr. Chairman. It was open before, we haven't,
If it was open before, it should remain, it should continue to be open.
Well, the reason I'm asking this question, because I'm thinking there's some people out there that don't know that. I'd like to, see people I got to the public that, hey, we can take care of you right here. This is a disaster and that's what we're here for, is to take care of it.
I'm not really sure how they've addressed that. But I know what you're asking and I appreciate you coming and I'm going to get you an answer here in just a minute, Joe.
Okay, and I'd like to add to that question
Okay.
is it just for Washington County under these circumstances? We've got people across the river up there that's divided into, different county.
Yeah.
They need help. I've seen this. They need help.
Joe, I want to ask you a question or two, and I'm out of line when I do that, so I'm out of order.
It's okay.
So when we talk about large animal rescue, I think that's what you put on here. How many head of cattle are you talking about, or horses, or?
I don't know what's out there.
Right.
I just know that there's a lot of farmers asking their neighbors, from other counties and places where there was no flood. They're asking, can I bring some cattle up there? Can I bring some horses over? Don't cat. I mean, I know the animal shelter handles a lot of that.
Right.
But, the large animal people's, they're just having a hard time in some places. And it's gonna come to where, if I would have took some, I told the guy, I said, I can take some. But I can't last long because I've got just enough acre in my stock to get through the winter. And then I said, contact somebody about this large animal rescue over at county farm. How that far that went, I had no idea. But, I'm just asking the question. So if I'm asked that question again, I can answer.
Well, let me work on trying to get you some answers here for a few minutes, okay?
Thank
And we may have you back up here before, so.
All right.
Thank you, Joe. Our EMA director's here with us. Evan, is there anything you could add to my answer or the mayor's answer? Our EMA director, Evan Fiber, is here with us. Thank you, Evan.
We established several spots for large animal rescue, two different areas in the county that are coordinating feed today. But frankly, we've got to pay to feed animals for next year, so. I'll be happy to speak with this gentleman after that, we get information, we get him taken care of. We've been coordinating that with SPCA, the Animal Society, and Ag Office, so we'll take care of anybody who needs any needs. And obviously, if we have neighbors that are across the river on the line, we'll accommodate them and take care of them.
All right. Commissioner Carter.
Mr. Shillings out there, and I think he was wanting to say something.
Commissioner Huffine.
Just FYI, there's a horse, 2 goats, and 2 pigs out there right now at the county farm, the shelter.
Sheldon, come on up. We appreciate you. Anthony's our Ag Extension Director here in Washington County.
So disaster animal response teams goes through Tennessee Department of Agriculture. So Dr. Whitney Smart is who we kind of funnel that through. And so we can coordinate those kind of efforts with them. As far as the distribution sites, that's fair. We have a site on Bush Creek Road that has number 8. Greene County working with those folks as well as Cobb County and kind of doing those as regional facilities to bring in feed supplies and those kind of things. So as far as placement of actual animals, PBA has folks within teams that are called DART teams, disaster response teams, that we have some of those places. Greg Whitehead would kind of be the regional guy with TDA that we've been working with. Whitney Smart is who we've been working with. So if there is things like that, of course, if the county farm is an option, we can look at those. Biggest thing is fencing options and all those kind of things. Encouraging a lot of farmers to sign up to the Farm Service Agency, which is our USDA office here locally. That's where the federal funds are coming to those farmers to get fencing needs, restoration as far as actually the farms get put back in place and those things. So they can get some money up front as well as getting a percentage back on that. So they got to get through that Farm Service Agency, which is here on Threadneedle, which is where we got to get those folks. So there's miles and miles of fence gone as well as topsoil and stuff like that. So, but the animal side of things that he was talking about, try to work that through dog teams, sanitary response teams.
Would you mind giving Mr. McQueen and help him answer some of his questions? And if there's anything that we can do to assist, I know this commission may have to do that. We appreciate you very much, Director Shell. Director Clyburn, thank you. Yes, on the right track. We appreciate that. Mr. McQueen, those 2 gentlemen right there will answer any questions that you have. If you would like to go out in the hall and speak to them, they can do that right now.
I would like to do that.
All right. If you have any other needs, please let me know, or the mayor know. We'll assist you any way we can with that. All right, I apologize. You all didn't rule me out of order, so thank you very much. I just wanted to make sure people got their questions answered. All right, we'll go ahead and close our public comment period, and we will move right on in to our special recognitions. We did pull that 8A from the agenda. So we'll move right on into the presentation by the Johnson City Chamber of Commerce, our community update. Bob is here with us this evening. Bob Kentlin from our Chamber of Commerce. Bob, it's always good to have you.
Thank you, Greg.
Commissioners. I'm Bob Candler with the Chamber of Commerce serving Johnson City, Jonesboro, and Washington County. I have a couple of things I'm trying to accomplish tonight. The first is to give you a community update, and this is just information that we traditionally provide and give out as that helps with people being aware of what's happening in the business community. The second thing is we received funding from the Washington County Commission in 2023. I think it was the end of the ARPA dollars and some other funding that we had, and we were asked to come back and give an update on that. And this is part of our presentation. And the last part is our efforts with the local business recovery for our flood businesses. Our focus is to work with our businesses to make sure they have the resources they need. So before you have a printed copy of the presentation, but you also have one of our copies of our livability publication. And this is our publication that we generate. This is the inaugural year. We're going to do it for 2 more years. And it's our publication to help us to promote and recruit and retain people to the community. So it has been an effort for us to make sure that those are businesses and our industries that are recruiting have some tools in hand that makes it easier for them to recruit and retain and helps someone looking at our community to have a better flavor of what's happening here. The next publication we have will have, this has been a lot more young professional and Johnson City centric. Next time it will include things like Grace Meadows Farm and Jonesboro and some other activities throughout the community. So we're looking forward to that publication coming out in April of next year. So if we'll go to the next slide. You're aware of what's been happening from a population change and increase in our community. And one of the areas I just wanted to highlight is where are people coming from and what are the demographics that are coming to this community. Went to Broadridge, and Broadridge was able to provide us with the data of people making connections with them and are able to identify where they're coming from. A lot of the number one area in 2023 that moved to Washington County is from Florida. And interesting with all the hurricanes and everything that's been happening, a lot of conversations we've had is they're moving from an area that has very high insurance rates and they're looking to come to this area. And they brought a hurricane with them, or I'm not going to accuse them of that. You know, we've been classified as a safe haven or a haven region, and now we've experienced this flooding. The second area has been North Carolina, and it has been with a lot of congestion of what's happening in Western North Carolina. A lot of people, a lot of businesses are moving over the line into East Tennessee. Then Virginia, and of course California. There was a time that if I said, have you met anybody from California? Everybody in the room would go, yeah, I got a new neighbor who's moved here from California. And New York has been the top list. The next slide, please. What has been intriguing for us was 8 years ago, if you asked me who was moving here, I would say the majority of people moving to this area are 60 and over. What we've seen back in 2020, East Tennessee or Johnson City, Washington County was the #1 destination for pods and U-Haul one way. And that's young people that are moving into the area. So 44% of the folks that have moved into Washington County in the past year, in 2023, are 42 and younger. So it's the Gen Zs and the millennials that have moved here. 71% of those that have moved here are still within the workforce age group, meaning they're from 18 to 60. So that for us is a very much a positive. Next slide, please. Wanted to show you this. This is our gross domestic product, and it's the GDP for Washington County. This only goes through 2022, kind of lags behind in information. But in the 2 years from 2020 to 2022, we grew from 8% and 9% respectively in those 2 years. A lot of growth in the community, and we're anticipating it's going to keep that pace in 2023 and 2024 because we're seeing a lot of growth from sales in our industries. We're also seeing a lot of our service industries that are doing very well, and the economy has just kind of been pushing them along. I've joked before, when Jesus comes back, he's going to get here about 6 months later, because we lag behind so many other communities in economics. If national is suffering, we're still doing well, but eventually, about 6 months later, we feel the decline. The positive of that is we don't have the real high highs, we don't have the real low lows. So our economy is fairly stable and fairly steady, and it makes it easier for our industries and our businesses to do the things they need to do. The next slide. One area though that is kind of key to us. If you ask me what our unemployment is, it ranges between 2.8% and 3.2%. And that's not a real good indicator, but it's the labor force participation rate. And what this is anyone between the ages of 18 and 60 that can be in the job market. This is the percentage of them that are. In our area, it's 55.6% that are in the job market, meaning there's 45% or 44.4% of people who are not in the job market. That could still be remote workers. It could be a few other things. It could be they live here, but they're working for a company not located in our area. And it's just people who aren't in the job market. We've experienced that a lot of two-income families during COVID went to one-income families. And again, we're trying to figure out what we can do, but to benchmark ourselves behind the state of Tennessee is at 59.2% and nationally it's 62.2%. I share this. It's not a red flag because actually we lead the region in labor force participation rates. There's some counties around us that have some very low labor force participation rates. But and the things that impact this are childcare, transportation, workforce development. We're seeing a lot of benefits from what's happening with the TCAT and the CTE programs of getting a lot of our workforce ready to perform and get to the workforce. So again, it's a positive sign for us, but we don't want to rest on that. We feel we need to get up to about 60% of our labor force participation rate. The next slide, please. Money Geek magazine came out in 2018 to 2021 and said, where are the communities that have the fastest growing new businesses? And Johnson City, Washington County was in that category. We've seen a lot of new businesses. Right now, there's 10 businesses sitting in the boardroom at the Chamber of Commerce in our co-starters classes that they're participating in getting their business plan ready. I think tonight they meet with bankers to understand how they can go approach a bank to ask for funding for their business. Next slide. The Tennessee Chamber of Commerce came out recently and said Clarksville is one of the fastest growing for building permits for single family residents. Number 2 is Washington County at 36.41% growth over the previous year. So you've seen the growth and a lot of the housing growth that's happening in the market, but the demand is still outpacing supply. Next slide, please. And some of that is because people like USA Today come out and say, if you're looking to move somewhere, Johnson City and East Tennessee and Washington County is one of the #1 destinations for you to look at to move to. And it's because of life expectancy is high here. Our median income is still high. Our cost of living is relatively low compared to other areas. Our education system is very strong. One of the things they noted that we have more primary care physicians per capita in Washington County than most other counties throughout the area. The other thing is we have a very large amount of restaurants per capita than other communities throughout the area. So again, it just lends towards a healthy business community. And we're seeing that as a positive. The next slide. Again, for us to recruit, retain our young professionals is very key for us. We want to do whatever we can to keep those 20s and 30-somethings re-engaged and back into the community. So our pillars for the YP program is Connect, Lead, and Serve. And they help a lot in this publication that you have in front of me. I just mentioned, next slide. I just mentioned to you the funding that this commission provided in 2022 and 2023 was for business development. It was $100,000, and with the ask of us to come back and give you an update of what was the impact of that funding. As I said, this class that you see a picture of was a previous class, but the same class is meeting right now every Monday night for 10 nights for 10 new businesses to build their business plan. This is also in tandem with another organization called Founder Forge that helps entrepreneurial companies build their business. And we do this in alliance with ThinkSpace, CBAT at ETSU. We have several sponsors, Blackburn Children's in Steugal, First Bank and Trust, and Baker Donaldson is one of our other sponsors. that helps with this. Your funding helps when that person graduates from this program, that we can go out and help them with programming where they need to get their accounting system set up. They need to get their marketing plan set up. And in doing that, the next slide, we partnered with a company called Freshing. And the gentleman who was the chief marketing officer for a major company and had moved to our area a couple of years ago, he says, I'm at the end of my career, but I want to help small businesses do what they need to do and compete on Google with our major companies. And he is instructing and teaching a lot of our businesses how to do that. Because of the funding we have, we were able to leverage that to do some funding to help him receive a $400,000 grant that helps him do more classes and more training and more opportunities for these small businesses to do what they're doing. He's also in line for another, through the state of Tennessee, another grant that's double that size that he should know by the end of October if he's received that. So again, we wanted to say thank you for what you did, because that funding has helped us to leverage additional dollars that come in to help our small businesses. The last slide that I have tonight is my side hustle, and it's called Region Ahead. All the heads of the chambers and economic development groups have come together during this time. We did this back during COVID. We raised $250,000 to provide grants to small businesses. We've now raised $561,000, and this week we've just allocated $200,000 to small businesses that have gone through flooding. And this has helped those businesses get something in their pocket before FEMA and TEMA or anyone else, an SBA, can come along and help. So we're looking forward to being announcing a couple of grants I know already that are coming to Washington County, and some other businesses that just need that moral support and help to kind of get them through there. Also with that funding, and we know as funding will come to this commission, I'm going to ask you to please allocate some of that for business development. That we can go back and help some of these businesses retool or redo what they're doing, or help them with their marketing, and make sure that they can get back in a healthy state. So I went through that very quickly, and I just wanted to see if you had any questions or anything that you can identify that the chamber can do to help any organizations you're working.
Mr. Jones?
Have you done an assessment of how many businesses were directly impacted? And looked at that yet, or?
We're trying to find them. We're partnering with SBA, the Disaster Center, to identify who some of those businesses are. Because another reason we're trying to find out is we received a grant from the American Job Centers that's about $3.4 million that helps that business pay their employees while they're in this period of cleanup and rebuilding. So we're trying to identify who those businesses are. And through our application process, we've gone out with the Region Ahead and asked for them to start filling that out so we can identify who they are immediately. Fortunately, Washington County was hit, but it hadn't been hit from a business standpoint. Hit as hard as some of our neighboring counties, as Unicoi County and Carter County. But there's some businesses out there. There's one business down here, and he was 2 days short of delivering all the new cabinets for Tennessee Hills Distillery, and lost all his inventory, his tools, and everything else. So we're trying to provide a grant for that gentleman to at least have something that he can start rebuilding and redoing what he's. Now, thank you for letting us come. Please let us know if we can offer any assistance or guidance. We all have the same goal. We want a healthy business community that helps the overall community be healthy.
Bob, we appreciate you so much. We appreciate the chamber, all you do for Johnson City and Washington County. We really do. And it's always good to see you come back and show us why that money was useful. And it's definitely exciting to sit here and see that. And thank you so much for taking your time to be here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Joe.
The next item this evening is Board of County Commissioners approval of minutes That'll be the September 23rd, and September 30th meetings. We have a motion to approve, to accept those minutes. Motion by Commissioner Carter, second by Commissioner Fitzgerald. Question or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, then the motion passes, and the minutes are accepted. Next item is election appointments and confirmations. The first item is resolution 24-1001, is a resolution appointing a member of the Johnson City Public Library Board. That resolution is on page 15. We have a motion. Motion by Commissioner Blow, second by Commissioner Huffine. Madam Clerk, will switch the voting screen, please. We can cast your vote and lock it in. Madam Clerk, if you announce the vote. 11 yes, 1 abstained, 3 absent, and the resolution passes. The next item is consider resolution 24-1002 is a resolution appointing members to the Ethics Committee. We have a motion by Commissioner Fitzgerald to approve. Second by Commissioner Huffine. Madam Clerk, if you'll switch us to the voting screen. You cast your vote and lock it in. Madam Clerk, if you'll announce the vote. 12 yes, 3 absent. The resolution passes. Move right on into the board of officials and committees. Got a mayor, the Mayor Graham.
Thank you all. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll give this make this a brief update on what's going on the last few weeks. So been 4 weeks plus a few days since we had the flood down there in North River, close up to the River Valley. Sometimes it seems like it was just a day or two ago, sometimes it seems like a year ago, but there's a lot going on. So I just want to start by saying thank you. Thank you to this commission first for being supportive, the things that we've been trying to do, and keep people work really hard to try to bring some restitution to folks that were devastated down there in the valley. Say, special thank you to Commissioner Johnson, who was feet on the ground, probably about the first person I saw down there. The flood was really still going on. And, you know, he's been there pretty much every day, working with people, working with various entities that have come in to try to help. But as a group, we've been very supportive of each conference and being able to try to carry out activities that help people. And our representatives, State Representative Hicks, he, as you know, is a builder by trade. He's down there with his equipment, walking out basements, and he's on the ground. And he and Rebecca Alexander have tirelessly gone really almost really providing a lot of information for people who have damage of some sort. So Evan took on the role as EMA director not long ago. But I'll have to say to you that he has vastly exceeded expectations in terms of what we would expect someone in his role to do. And more you the details of all the things that went on, but he managed an operations center that was set up really before the flood took place, because the expectation of this storm coming, that there was going to be some flooding across the counties and the other concerns across the county. The prediction of the storm was a fraction of what it turned out to be. Nevertheless, it aired, center was open, And he managed, people from all across the state in various capacities, EMA people, EMS people, first responders, came from as far away as Shelby County, Memphis, across the state. But to a person that I interacted with that came here, every single one of them said that it was the best operation in a disaster, and some of them had been doing this for 30 years. One of them told me, it's a commander, really the very first day, he said, we're doing this 30 years, I've come into a lot of disasters. Normally when you show up, things are sort of chaos and confusion. It takes a couple days to straighten it out. In this case, things running smoothly, we just sat down to the place at our jobs. And so for Kat and for Evan, we'll talk with you. Get gratitude. They do their job, they're professional. He just would say, that's what I do, no big deal. That's not the way it is. We were the shining star in the region and really got great actors from across the state. So thank you, Evan. Thank you, Kat, for making Washington County once again shining his hand out of the state. So it's one of Yeah, as we talked about before, the other that stood out, the sheriff was there, even before, we could get to Gallup, bringing his friends and people, trying to make the path to get along the road. You get in, we were working on trying to get bridges open. Thank you for the team, thank you for setting up the command center and caring for these people over there and keeping them safe. It is like that. Yeah, he said, he just anyway, there's lots of stuff here. White Ridge had power back under there on day 3. Jonesboro Water Works College, but once we found out that the pipe under the river actually held water, then his crew worked all night long to put a new pipe from where it crossed the river because the old pipe was washed away to existing pipes on 107 to get the water down along the way. So that was, and finally, there's so many people that we could stop and what they did. Maybe sometime we'll get a minute, we'll get some recognition going on. But another group that stepped in, really, for me at least, unexpectedly, was on the National Guard. That's what they do, but they came not only to Washington County, but to other counties surrounding us with men, equipment, and personnel, and equipment. I don't know, anyway. And did a lot of things, but really just started clearing the roads, getting up debris. And today, they really have been our debris management folks. So, we are, by the way, going to send today was the last day, and that was somewhere above, but they're gonna muster at the Armory tomorrow in the park, so we're gonna give them a little celebration and buy them lunch, plaque, invite like to join us at the Armory around noon tomorrow, and say thank you to the team of people that really have tirelessly worked and done a great job in the Boston County. And our partners around the region, Johnson City has stepped up, the public people have been working with the sorting through the debris. They have given us drivers and trucks that grapple works pick up debris all the way. Louis Haney is our solid waste director. I read he slept really much in the last few weeks, but you know, he's had a team of people out there. He's trying to figure out what to do with all this debris. Some of it has to go to the landfill, but early on, we realized if it was enough debris, probably just in Washington County to fill up what we thought was a 16-year life in the Eversley landfill. And so he figured out ways to separate this stuff, haul the metal, to the recycling facility, and only take what needs to get to the there. The durable debris, got special relief from TDEC to burn structural material, which is not always the case, and it is raining. And so all the framing material, vegetative debris being incinerated in furnaces, they're operating 2,000 degrees and basically furnace material without creating a lot of pollution. So that's it. So thank you for all the great work you did. Everyone. All right, so that's where we are. Chris, you wanna, like 2 slides, right?
Yes, sir. I've got several maps.
All right, got a couple of apps. So he worked with, the folks at, the university. Jody was kind enough to loan us, her husband for a while, Steve, to flag run to figure out how to do some of this stuff. And, okay, I guess that's what we're gonna see right there, but, they created these maps and, I think what you'll see is some before and after pictures. Is that map slide?
That, the rainfall doesn't get it.
Okay, so we got in Washington County, the little over 23 miles of river, Noachunky River that flows through it. And what you can see there, the red is floodplain. Is that current or the
The one on the right is current, one on the left is sliding, goes the change. Now we can zoom in as well.
That's some sort of GIS magic, I'm not exactly sure. This stuff there, but it's. So that's the kind of things that they do. You want to throw that rainfall map up there really quick and look through it. One of the things that really is interesting about this storm is you're on that side, you know that we didn't get much rain. But we, I think maybe is North Carolina like number 2 or 3. Anyway, they gave us all of their rainfall. So that's what's good. There we go.
Here, broke mouse.
So this is a depiction of the storm. It's really a little bit too small to pay much attention to. But where the green right there is where over 20 inches of rain fell during the storm period. And if you'll notice, the headwaters for all the rivers that impacted Tennessee begin right there in that strip, including, of course, the French Broad and devastating mustache. But the Noachunky, the Doe River, Road Mountain is right up there in the middle of that. All of that water fell in North Carolina, wound up in Tennessee, along with few cars and Montgomery. But this interesting stuff, folks at UTSU put this together. Notice you see that when you can actually get close enough to see it. It's a really interesting study of exactly how the storm affected our area. While we're over on the top left part in the area where we just had less than an inch of rain, but all of that water fell in North Carolina. Anyway, all right. Thank you, Chris, and for all the mapping that you've been doing for us. So, just an update on roads and bridges. I think we talked just a little bit about last month about the emergency awarding of a temporary road in Little Germany. Contractor gave us 20 days to finish that project. So 5 days a week, that's 4 weeks. To tell people a month. They actually completed it in 8 days. Pretty much miracle, but it was really, great. I think one of the first people that got across that road was the governor of his people. So, it was nice for him to see, how we can actually get stuff done in a hurry when we get to keep working on it. The replacement 2-lane road, has been bid, the documents were put together by TDOT for us, and, that went out last week, and contract's been awarded on that, and we'll begin that soon. I guess assuming you approve the funding tonight. Roads over there that significantly impacted AJ Willis, Bill Bach, Charlie Carson and Coggins on the roads. AJ Willis and Bach, portions of those are now in the river floor. And so the river just washed sections of them away entirely. How they're going to be rebuilt is yet to be determined. If they rebuilt where they were before, it would be a very expensive process and take quite a while. The road superintendent has some other thoughts as to how they managed to work out a easement agreement with some of the neighbors in order to help them access their properties. They work hard every day. Richard was over there in the middle of the storm. His brothers were significantly impacted. So we see him just, something to think about he and his family, but he and Doug and parents have really done an amazing job on pulling things together. So bridges, Snaps and Corby bridges continue to close. Corby's virtually washed away, and Snaps is closed for repairs. Jackson is open. Taylor Bridge, which is Highway 81 contract, that's a state route. TDOT has left that contract already, work has begun on it, so it's to be finished in June. And Bailey's Bridge is the other state route. TDOT has not said to me what their plans are as far as getting that bid yet, but we have these other bridges to do with, and county bridges, and we expect that TDOT will be alongside of us to help us accomplish some of those things. There's a lease in the packet tonight that you may have seen for Philip and Jordan, who is a debris contractor. They need a place to sort debris, and so we have leased them. If y'all approve this, one of the sites there in the industrial park for a temporary amount of time while they clean up our roads and sort out our debris. Now that the Corps, but the Army National Guard has left, we, the Highway Department and Solid Waste is going to continue to pick up debris, but won't be able to manage all of it. So we put out an RFP for the debris management firm, and I think those RFPs will be back on around about the 6th of the month, and so we'll have some continued help. A lot to clean up. The FEMA set up a MARC center, it's a multi-agency resource center in the Fort Jonesboro Elementary School, across the street, around in the round building, where they have people in there that can help folks replace personal documents, including driver's license, social security cards, and that sort of thing. In addition to unemployment services from the state unemployment group and FEMA, they're all place. They're looking to set up a disaster recovery center down somewhere on those close to the folks who can interface with these individuals that are impacted close to where they live, so that's, I think they located the body. Okay, still working. Under the emergency declaration, we've allowed the highway department to essentially lost their block 2 site for effectively and virtually washed away. There was the convenience center there on part of it, and block 2 where the highway department had all of their equipment, storage, salt, and that's for the entire area that block 2 serves. They reacted at amazing speed and got almost all the equipment out, all trucks, most of the snowplows and equipment there, but lost their building, all their tools, where they, work on the vehicles, change, the equipment, put snowplows on their trucks and those salt spreaders also. So they do not have a site, but they need a place to put some of this equipment. So some of it actually went to Lamar, and then ultimately they are on the county farm. So that is sort of working through the process right now, but for now, that's where they are. It is the first of November, and as we all know, if we get snow sometime, so they need to be preparing for winter. They'll need to be having a place to house salt and ultimately build a facility to work on the vehicles, and certainly a place for the men and personnel in block 2 to muster and come together and get their change clothes or get the work orders and so forth. So they'll be using that facility. So that is currently their place under the emergency declaration, potentially to extend. In addition to the debris removal RFP, there's also an RFP out there for consultation services in order to help us deal with FEMA and complications of a amazing bureaucracy. So there's a couple facets of FEMA. One is direct assistance to individuals impacted. So they go through that process. And then after that, there's the public assistance, which is how we, in theory, get repaid for money that we're currently spending now to restore roads, bridges, other infrastructure, water for the town of Bentonville, and that sort of thing. So that's ongoing. This RFP, we'll see what it looks like, but we're looking to stand up about a 90-day on the grounds person who can understand exactly where we are and help us negotiate with FEMA on big dollar ticket items. These people have worked on other disasters, Florida disasters, with $3 million. We will attempt to select the best representative to help us make decisions going forward. So those are things that are out there, working around right now. I will say one of the things I'm probably the most enthusiastic about is a team of people that is being assembled and partly assembled already as a community recovery team. So one of the things that dealing with the folks who are impacted over there. So they're dealing with the bank, probably if they have a mortgage, they're dealing with an insurance company who, for the most part, probably won't pay much for flood insurance. They're dealing with FEMA, and after that, where's the gap between what it's going to take to put these people back in a place similar to what they were, and so there's any number of resources that are coming together in the community. Over 20 churches that collected funds, 98 has collected funds for this work. And the trick is, not trick, but the challenge is to take these folks individually, try to understand their individual situation, and match them off with the just funds and volunteers to help them rebuild. Sometimes it's a structure that they need to do up. Sometimes they need something about having a structure that can be repaired and getting somebody in there to help them repair. So we have ASB, we have Eastern Aid, we have a number of other groups that are willing to help. But we have 20 some houses that were completely washed away. There's nothing left. And then close to 100 more structures that have some damage, some major damage to just minor damage. So once the FEMA work's done and the settlement's made, then our goal is to come alongside of them with a group of community leaders that are church leaders, faith leaders, to help these folks match up their needs to funds and get them rebuilt. And if that's coming together, that's going to be something that's going to be really special. And we're trying to build a model that, you know, we can share with others, make this work. So, I'll share this, but I thought this was kind of neat. It was a mobile with manufactured in little Germany that was lost in the flood. And most of those structures didn't have insurance, and this one was a Clayton home, and one of the requirements if you finance with Clayton is that you got flood insurance. So these folks actually have flood insurance, and it doesn't get a new supposed to get a road if they take it in there. So anyway, that's sort of the end. Evan, what did I leave out? What did we got? What?
Just from our office's standpoint, we are ongoing with the incident, tracking all the expenditures and costs from all the different entities and groups that were in this, that as we go through it. Along with that, identifying the homes in our communities, and people that their level of devastation, what they've got. Because just to be honest with you, we've got, before all this happened, you guys know we couldn't build houses and things fast enough. So we're fortunate for us that we have a lot of contractors and a lot of folks and a lot of community groups that are willing to help. So FEMA money may not replace the house, but we've got folks that are willing to step in and get that done as part of that. So in order, going with all the different networking that we're doing, we're coordinating those efforts to make sure nobody falls through the cracks, so we can identify and find needs where our part doesn't use and the team part can get that. So it's an ongoing process. Again, we ask for your patience in that, but we are tracking with everything from all the small agencies, building manpower, equipment rates, equipment that was used, outside facilities that came in, all that.
Questions?
Mr. Taylor?
I just want to take time to thank the mayor. I've met him 2 or 3 times since, and he's really took this by the hand and really done a great job. So while we're thanking everybody, I just want to take this opportunity and thank the mayor for a great job that he's done, keep getting all this done. So he's been pretty wore out the last time I've seen him a couple of times. So it looked like he may have some sleep by now, but I just want to thank you for everything you've done and appreciate it.
All the ones they can have.
Mr. Tucker?
I have a question.
Oh, I'm sorry, Commissioner Jones?
Can you just say a little bit about the, we have a resolution to, I'm not gonna find it now, sorry, I was looking at it a minute ago. We have a resolution to approve a person that would be like a, somebody to help with the, yeah, sorry. I didn't have my question ready. Somebody to help with storm recovery efforts. Thank you for your help, people. retention of independent contractors, recovery consultant. Can you just say a little bit about what that's for? I mean, there's a couple of things written in that resolution, but just put a little color on that one.
Right, there are a number of companies that specialize in come alongside the communities that are in a disaster, and I mentioned a little something about it earlier, probably should be related to the resolution, but we don't have to do this, but this is we have an RFP out for folks that, or anyway, for a group that will come in for at least a 90-day period, stand beside us, try to understand our issues, our community's issues, and to help us negotiate with FEMA, be sure that we get maximum return on the monies that we've already spent. Maybe I didn't say that very well, but
So it's like a short-term contract.
short-term contract, and it has components in there. Most of these firms have a number of different people that can take a community from the very beginning, when they're just beginning the process, that's not what we are, but all the way through to engineering and a number of other things. The ones I've seen so far, it's defined in there in the schedule of hourly rates for various types of services, various types of expertise. And I think at this point, we don't really know what we're gonna know. It's just a big project. It's gonna be a lot of money. It's gonna be a lot of money that we may have to upfront wait for FEMA to repay. We want to be sure that we're doing things the way that FEMA requires them to be done for maximum reimbursement. And some cases it's a negotiation, that people will allow X amount, say, for this bridge or this road or whatever. That may not exactly be the amount that they will pay if pressed in the right direction. I can't really give you all the answers, but we just know that the manual is huge. And what they tell you is the manual changes daily, and I can say that from conversations that we've had with FEMA people, that is absolutely true. The things they were telling us 3 weeks ago were different today. And what that is, I'm not exactly sure, but it's just what it is. And we will have an opportunity to have, General Review in here, who is our FEMA representative with the state for this disaster in our 6 counties, along with Pat Sheehan, our team of commissioner of the state. They were both here with me on Friday, and we were working on housing and other things. And one of the things that we haven't gotten an answer for yet is 4 weeks in, is what to do with the debris that's in the riverways. So we started before this storm, we had a river that flowed in space like this. In most places, it would sit in space like that. And when you look at the slide map that we showed earlier, you get down, you get close to it, you can actually just see what the changes on the river. But that whole river stays, we can't go in. Our contractors can't. And no one, frankly, has been able to say to me who owns this space in there, whether it's EPA, commissioners, natural resources, state, some agency. They'll sort it out, but the debris that actually made it all the way downstream is now, it's like 1,200 acres of debris in Douglas Lake. There's more than that in the river bed between here and Douglas Lake. We got to figure out a way to get it out. Next flood. I mean, when the river goes to flood stage on a fairly regular basis, but we know what other one will be coming. It's just going to wash down. It's going to get back into our bridges again. It's going to get eventually back into the lake. So, from my perspective, it's a lot easier project to clean it up where it is fishing out of the lake and rebuild bridges again. So, yeah, I say all that to say it's work in progress, and the state is working really hard. They've been great. They have been on the ground with us a lot. But it's not figured out, right? And so we're here working with them. So that was way more information than you were interested in that little contract thing.
Mr. Jones, I'll give you a brief synopsis. So I got to attend a meeting of some FEMA recovery things the other day. And it was an hour and a half. And I think if the county can find us a consultant, we need one. That's just my opinion.
It
But-
sounds that way.
But just spending that hour and a half, I was like, okay, there's an exception for the exception of every exception.
Keep it super simple for the consulting part of it. I only have 2 people working in the office. The county offices for billing and county are small as well, so something this large is gonna require a lot of manpower, hours, a lot of work. We simply can't do that and continue continuity of things that we've got going now. So consulting group is a short-term contract group that comes in that are subject matter experts. For lack of a better term, I've been using the phrase they speak FEMA. So they know how to point us in the right direction and be an advocate for us. The state will appoint public assistance folks, but again, an advocate for the state, so it helps to have an advocate for us. It's just as well versed, or else they don't figure it out. We need to do things, the data we have, they pull that and they kind of project management to a short-term solution.
Thank you, for the, let's get y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. We appreciate the. Thank you, Director Clyburn. Job you're doing. I think that's the longest report the county mayor's ever given. But we appreciate him. He has done a terrific job. I'm glad you spoke up there, Mr. Tucker, because he would have been fussing at me for doing that. But he's done an excellent job. We sure appreciate him. Ms. Wilkinson, our county attorney report.
Thank you. Good evening. I didn't prepare a written report. I will tell you that all of the items that the mayor mentioned that are storm related are in your packet, with the exception of one, which is that debris management firm that went out on RFP. So I tell you that because not just for transparency and open meetings, but even though the mayor has the authority under the emergency powers to dispense with some of the formalities, all of these, there's a decision, the director of accounts and budgets, the mayor and I have tried to put everything into a resolution so that we don't have a lot of outliers. So all of the items that the mayor mentioned, from the road construction, temporary and permanent, and some other items, and that most of them have a recital that addresses the storm, just for you kind of navigating the packet. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them, but I did want to let you know that was the case. I will tell you too, there are some contracts for debris removal that are with individual landowners here in Washington County. Those leases are for a $1 a year. So it's really just in consideration. Those are almost donations. So I wanted you to be aware of that. They are 3 property owners. They're all in one resolution. And I did publish notice of that 7 days in advance. So we really haven't had to dispense with many formalities, just for sake of good order. Wanted you to know. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.
Any questions for Ms. Wilkins? Seeing none, we'll move right on to the Director of the Health Department, Director Butterfield.
I also did not have a formal written, report, but I wanted to update you all on the small part of the response, the emergency response that the health department played, and then also some flu vaccine, initiatives that we've been doing. So starting October 1st, the health department started taking vaccine out to communities. Some of the places that we took Tetanus, hepatitis A, and of course flu, because it is flu season. But with tetanus and hep A being our primary focus because of the situation with the flooding, potential contaminated water, and of course any cuts that could be infected and result in tetanus. So over the month, we went to all kinds of different locations. We went to Lamar and South Central Elementary Schools, Davy Crockett for the first responders that were staging there. We took vaccine to Little Germany. We went to a migrant farm in County, and then also Inverville and Limestone Volunteer Departments, the Crossroads County Store, Finders Farm a couple of times, and then New Salem Baptist and Cherry Grove Baptist. So overall, we gave 222 tetanus vaccines, 212 hep A vaccines, and then 136 flu vaccines just in the emergency response over 21 days. So big shout out to my nurses. And then also just an update for you all, our vital record services, our birth and death certificates, we are able to provide this to blood victims at no charge through November 2nd. So if you've got anyone in your communities that were impacted and need birth or death certificates, you can send them to the health department and we can take care of those free of charge. So outside of the emergency response, our statewide fight flu initiative was October 15th. We set up 6 different vaccine locations throughout the county, and we were able to provide 203 vaccines in one day just for flu. So that was a big day. We were at Leslie Memorial, John Sevier Apartments, Salvation Army, the detention center, the health department, and then we had a pod set up in downtown Johnson City in front of the library. So we got a lot of high risk individuals in those different locations. And then lastly, we have our school located flu vaccine. So we go into the county schools and city schools, the vaccine with parental consent, of course. And in the county schools, we got 128 students vaccinated. And we're finishing up city school tomorrow, but anticipate about 515 of the city students vaccinated with flu. So a lot of vaccine has been given in the last 28 days.
Any questions for Director Butterfield?
Thank you all.
Thank you. Next item is the Director of Schools report, Director Boyd. I think he's here with us this evening. I don't see your Director Adams. In your packet is included a updated memorandum from the superintendent. This will be on page 19. For Administrative Relations, Dana Jones. Probably still already worked. She's been very busy. We'll be expecting to see her next month, and her September report is in fact on page 23. Our county property assessor is here tonight, Assessor McGuire. We appreciate you coming, bringing some information.
Thank you for your support and everything. Even though this has been tragic, I know we've all curious about how this is going to affect Washington County. So what I did is I just come up with a packet. This packet gives you some general information in this round one. As far as like the homes that were destroyed, we had 126 homes. And then we had 30 homes that were major destroyed. And then we had 14 homes with minor and 18 with minor. Now, what we're gonna do with this, we will actually, this is round one, so we will get with EMA and actually get another one. What we're trying to do here is find out what's gonna affect Washington County as far as tax dollars. So right now, just counting the homes with no land, we're looking at $102,926,000. So if you take it, I'm just picking a number, if there's $10 million worth of land, you're talking about another $42,000. So you're looking at about $150,000 that would be lost in 25. But then what I did is that the way I came up with this is I ran an assessment summary before we started entering the data. And I did one afterwards so you can see the numbers there, and they are highlighted. If you look on page 3, that is an aerial photo of we've got this from the state in 2023, shows the area before. Then we got these new area photos, Mayor had flown over, and it really helped us. If you look on page 4, you see that everything's just gone. And so what we've done is we took the initial, as we went out there with EMA and FEMA, and as we assessed all this property, well, on some of these properties, there's nothing there, so that's where you're gonna get some differential figures from EMA and from the assessor's office. Because we actually went there, we pulled up the old photos and the new photos and just compared everything together. And then I've actually got, on the next page is this a zoomed in area where you can see that all the cars and everything people have in the yard. The next picture shows that it's all gone. This looks like beach. And then after that, I've got I actually just keep this private, but, I've got people's, their names and their addresses and the map parcels, everything on here. So we know what area to expect. But, if you have any questions, feel free, I'll take any now, but if not, come on.
Any questions for assessment? Thank you very much, Robert. We appreciate you so much coming this evening. The Beer Board Committee met, Commissioner Malone.
Yes, thank you. Our minutes are on page, I think, 25. We did have one application. It's an existing permit that is being replaced by a new permit with the new owner. There are no questions. That's all I have here.
All right. Any questions for Commissioner Malone? Seeing none, move right on to the CIA report. Commissioner Huffine, I think you're the vice chairman.
You'll see our minutes listed on page 26. If there's any questions, be happy to entertain that. We do have 3 resolutions to bring forward to you. Resolution number 241003, a resolution authorizing a waiver of building fund permit fees for property owners affected by the severe storms, Hurricane Helene on September 27th. And you'll find that on page 30. That does come in form of a motion.
Motion to approve the resolution by Commissioner Huffine, second by Commissioner Jones. Question or discussion?
Call the question.
Question's been called by the clerk. You'll switch to the voting screen. Go ahead and cast your vote. Lock it in. Clerk, if you'll announce the vote 12 yes, 3 absent. The resolution passes. Commissioner Huffine.
Next resolution is resolution number 241004, a resolution appointing 2 members of the Washington County Industrial Development Board. And you'll find that resolution on page 39, and that comes to you in form of a motion.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Huffine, second by Commissioner Malone. Madam Clerk, switches to the voting screen, please. Go ahead, cast your vote, lock it in. Madam Clerk, if you'll announce the vote 12 yes, 3 absent. The resolution passes. Commissioner Huffine.
The final resolution will be resolution number 241005, a resolution ratifying the acceptance and execution of State of Tennessee Department of Economic Development Broadband Ready Community Grant Contract amending fiscal year 2025 budget found on page 2045, and that comes in the form of a motion.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Huffine, seconded by Commissioner Davenport. Questions, discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, you'll switch us to the voting screen. Go ahead and cast your vote, lock it in. Madam Clerk, if you'll announce the vote 12 yes, 3 absent. The resolution passes. Anything else, Commissioner Huffine?
That is all we have this evening, sir. Thank you very much.
County Property Committee, I've struck out twice tonight. Commissioner Evans and Commissioner No, Commissioner Tucker, you are. It's the other one I've struck out on twice. All right, Commissioner Tucker here with our county owned property committee.
I wasn't at the meeting, I was absent, so I guess that's yours.
Oh, no.
Also, while I felt like I elected to be secretary, so.
That's
I had dental work and then I come back and I was nominated for secretary for 3 committees, so.
Commissioner Jones, do you have something to add to this?
That's all I was gonna say. Commissioner Tamita is the new chair. He's usually sitting here. Commissioner Edens is the vice chair. You're the secretary. So working our way through the line.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep calling the roll, right, Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Commissioner Tucker.
So you'll find our minutes on page 72 in the package. Trying to see how many resolutions we got. The first resolution we got is 24-10-06. Resolution to approve the properties between the Washington County and the Tennessee Board of Regents and on behalf of Northeast State Community College. This comes into a form of a motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Tucker to approve the resolution, second by Commissioner Fitzgerald. Question, discussion? Seeing neither,
It's up to you.
Madam Clerk, if you'll switch the voting screen, please. We can cast your vote and lock it in. Madam Clerk, if you'll announce the vote, 12 yes, 3 absent, and the resolution passes. Commissioner Tucker?
And then the next resolution you'll see on page 83, it's a resolution in this fiscal year budget 24-25 demolition of the Harmony School property. This comes to you in the form of a motion.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Tucker, seconded by Commissioner Malone. Question or discussion? Seeing none, question's been called. Madam Clerk, if you'll switch us to the voting screen, please. Go ahead and cast your vote and lock it in. Madam Clerk, if you'll announce the vote. 12 yes, 3 absent, and the resolution passes. Anything else, Commissioner Tucker?
That's all I have at this time. Thank you.
Mayor?
Before we leave this one, the lease is, for Northeast State is contemplated to be for $83,000 a year, and lease about 8,300 square feet of space in the kitchen and some terms in there that been added. And this is not for signature today. This is for the university to use to take the TBR to indicate that they have a space to house this proposed new program. So this not a done deal. They have some work to do with TBR to get this across the finish line. But this was a component they needed to make that happen.
So will this come back, Mayor, before us, you think?
Unless it's changed, it probably doesn't have to. They normally do something like a 5-year lease, which would begin after the 1st of January in 2025, with the intent to stand up the classes for the fall semester.
All right, thank you. The next item is Employee Compensation and Benefits Committee. You'll see the minutes and attachments of October 11th meeting on page 85. Is there any questions? If no questions, we'll move right on into the Health, Education, and Welfare Report. Commissioner Carter?
You'll find the committee minutes on page 88. If you have any questions, we have 3 resolutions this evening. The first one, consideration of resolution number 24-10-08. It's a resolution approving and authorizing certain educational capital project funds expenditures up to $550,000 for fiscal year 25 for the purchase and deployment of instructional technology on page 92. This comes to you as a recommendation from the committee, and I'll move for its approval.
Motion approved by Commissioner Carter. Good second. second by Commissioner Huffine. Question or discussion?
Call the question.
Question been called, Madam Clerk, this switch the voting screen. Go ahead and cast your vote and lock it in. Madam Clerk, if you'll announce the vote. 12 yes, 3 absent, the resolution passes. Mr. Carter?
Our next resolution is number 24-10-09. The resolution approving and authorizing the agreement between Washington County and Washington County Board of Education on Boones Creek Athletic Facility and amending fiscal year budget for fiscal year 2025. That's on page 94. Comes to you as a recommendation from the committee. And I'll move for its approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Carter to approve the resolution, second by Commissioner Tucker. Discussion or question? Can't let this one go. Thank you for everybody that worked to get this together and get it done. Thank you to the town of Jonesboro for working very hard to get this accomplished as well. Thank you, Mayor. And we thank you to our county attorney for continuing to work at it and get it done. So I appreciate that. I know this has been going on 7 months. So we'll see if it's done. Madam Clerk, if you'll switch to the voting screen, please. Go ahead and cast your vote and lock it in. Madam Clerk, if you announce the vote, 12 yes, 3 absent, and the resolution passes. Commissioner Carter?
Our last resolution is number 24-10-10. The resolution ratifying the authorization of Washington County to join the state of Tennessee and other local governments as participants in the Kroger settlement and approving the related settlement agreement. This is on page 105. This comes to you as a recommendation from the committee and move for its approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Carter to approve the resolution. Second. Mr. Fitzgerald, second. Question or discussion?
Call the question.
Question's been called. Madam Clerk, if you'll switch us to the voting screen, please, so we can cast your vote and lock it in. Madam Clerk, if you announce the vote. 12 yes, 3 absent, and the resolution passes. Anything else, Mr. Carter?
That's all. Thank you.
I better back up just a minute, Mayor, and thank the school board for their cooperation and their council as well on that resolution 20-10-09. Because they're an integral part of that team, and we appreciate all the cooperation that's going on to get that done. Next item is the investment committee, Commissioner Malone.
The investment committee did meet this month. Our minutes are on page 107. And our trustee is in the audience. He'd be glad to answer any questions.
That's right, he is. I should have already picked on him about that. Thank you, Rick, for all you do, and especially serving as the chairman of the investment committee.
Yes, our trustee does a good job managing the council.
Yes. The Public Safety Committee, Mr. Edens is not here, and Mr. Jones is not here.
I'm here.
Yes, you are. That's the one that had me mixed up. I'm sorry, I called your name several times.
I'm ready for you.
Yeah, hey, listen, I'm gonna ask all kinds of questions. Mr. Jones?
Great. There apparently are no minutes from public safety. But we do have 4 resolutions for your consideration. Okay. The first one is under 24-10-11, resolution approving and authorizing certain capital projects fund spending up to $20,000 in fiscal year 25 in the sheriff's office security camera upgrades. That's on page 109. It comes in form of motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Jones to approve the resolution. And second by Commissioner Tucker. Question or discussion?
Call the question.
Question's been called. Madam Clerk, will switch us to the voting screen, please. Go ahead and cast your vote, lock it in. Madam Clerk, if you announce the vote, 12 yes, 3 absent, and the resolution passes. Mr. Jones?
Next, consider resolution 241012, resolution authorizing disposition of Washington County Sheriff's Office surplus property at GovNews.com and the destruction of surplus property. That's on page 111, and it comes in the form of a motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Jones to approve the resolution. Second by Commissioner Fitzgerald. Question or discussion?
Call the question.
Question's been called. Madam Clerk, if you'll switch us to the voting screen, go ahead and cast your vote, lock it in. Madam Clerk, if you'll announce the vote, 12 yes, 3 absent, the resolution passes. Commissioner Jones?
Next is resolution number 241013, resolution amending fiscal year 2025 budget during Sheriff's Office purchase of canines. That's on page 114, and it comes in the form of a motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Jones, seconded by Commissioner Wheeler to approve the resolution. Question or discussion?
Call the question.
Question's been called. Madam Clerk, if you'll switch to the voting screen. Cast your vote and lock it in. Madam Clerk, if you'll announce the vote, 12 yes, 3 absent, and the resolution passes. Mr. Jones, anything else?
I got one more. Resolution 241014, resolution approving and authorizing the agreement between Washington County and Eagle View and amending fiscal year 2025 budget. It's on page 116, and they're going to.
Motion made by Commissioner Jones to approve the resolution. Second. Second by Commissioner Davenport. Question or discussion?
Call the question.
Question's been called. Madam Clerk, you'll switch us to the voting screen. Cast your vote and lock it in. Madam Clerk, if you announce the vote, 12 yes, 3 absent, and the resolution passes. Now, Mr. Jones, anything else?
That's all I have. Thank you.
Our next item is the Public Works Committee, Commissioner Davenport.
Yes, you will see our public works. The, minutes attachments on our October 11th meeting, on page 138. We have 3 resolutions coming before you tonight. Our first resolution is resolution number 241015, resolution authorizing payment services by Washington County Highway Department, the town of Jonesboro.
Motion made by Commissioner Davenport. Second by Commissioner Tucker. Question or discussion? And neither, Madam Clerk, switch us to the voting screen.
Yes.
Madam Clerk, if you announce the vote, 12 yes, 3 absent, and the resolution passes.
Our next 2 resolutions both have been changed a little bit to allow, if necessary, outlay note if we choose to go that way. It's not saying we're going to borrow the money, but the change in the resolution says if need be, or we see funds from the federal government, because both of these resolutions are something we expect to get at least a large percentage back from government agencies. So it may make sense to borrow that money and pay that back once those that money is received. Yeah, any questions of why that was changed in our package? So with that said, resolution number 241016, resolution approving and ratifying agreements for services for Tickery Road with the Little Germany, Bumpus Code, committing fiscal year 2025 budget and declaring official intent under the Treasury regulations.
1.150-2 for proceeds of bonds to be used for reimbursement. That number for you to forward.
Motion made by Commissioner Davenport, seconded by Commissioner Carter to approve the resolution. Question or discussion?
Call the question.
Question's been called. Madam Clerk, you'll switch us to the vote. Madam Clerk, you announce the vote. 12 yes, 3 absent. The resolution passes. Commissioner Davenport?
This resolution is resolution number 2014-17. Resolution approving and authorizing contract for replacement of permanent roads in Little County, Bucks Cove, in the fiscal year 2025 budget. Declaring official intent under treasury regulation 1.150-2 proceeds of bonds to be used for reimbursement. That's for you to forward this motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Davenport to approve the resolution, seconded by Commissioner Jones. Question or discussion? Madam Clerk, switch us to the vote screen, please. So cast your vote, lock it in. Madam Clerk, if you announce the vote. 12 yes, 3 absent. The resolution passes. Commissioner Davenport?
Yes, I'd like to approach one other thing too. We talked about in our committee, talked about, the mayor mentioned earlier about the highway department using the county farm. Public Works fully supported of that. We discussed that and we believe that it's the right thing to do. We think it's also the right thing to do to go for county-owned properties. Go through, or at least I do, other members stick with their, please speak up, the right thing to do. However, with the mayor's authority under this emergency act, he's given them permission or allowing them to start using that facility now. And I'm in full support of the highway department going forward as they need to indicate that this property is yours. We just need to go through our committee system and make sure everything's done correctly. And then we can address that and make it permanent in November. But this should not, the way I see it, should not slow our highway department down doing what they need to do to continue to service that area. And I think that's a big, during this emergency act, the mayor gets it, but that runs out of time. We all know. Tell you anything you don't know. But at the same time, the highway department can look at that and say, we don't need to put any money building sheds, all winter and doing things like that. And I don't think that's the intent. I think the intent is for you all to move forward and we'll take that up through our county owned properties. I say all that, open it up to anyone else that has questions about that, sees that. Thank
you. Commissioner Taylor?
So with the winter months coming, just like Mr. Davenport, I don't see any reason why they couldn't go ahead and get started. I don't see any reason why this wouldn't go through. They need a place, like he said, to store the salt stuff in, so. I thought we was gonna vote on it tonight, but I think you of us fix it well, that needs to go through, and I'm fine with that. I just don't want the highway department to get held up and they don't do nothing, and then we get snow and they have no location for no salt. So I don't know the best way to proceed with this, but another month wait for the highway department, if they don't do nothing, it's critical for them, so.
And there's other things that can come up. Yes. A lot of other things, and for them to have that home And like I said, I see no need for them to slow down what they need to do for that property. And if somebody, and the way I look at this, if somebody thinks that they should slow down, this is the time to speak. So it's kind of like silence is, this is looking favorable.
Commissioner Jones?
I was at the meeting, county on property meeting, and I can just reassure everyone here that all of us were very much in support of the mayor's allocation of that police to the highway department. I spoke in that meeting about my concern about several people about how that facility is being used, in addition to salt and trucks. Those fellows were using that space for warming up, storing their lunches and using the bathroom and taking a break. And the current property is poorly fitted for that. And I would love to see it. I don't know if we've made any progress on it. We talked a little bit about having the sheriff organize and sheriff's gonna do plenty of other stuff. Clean it up and make it habitable for those workers to go in there and use that space and have it be a little more comfortable in the short term. And I don't think there's anything getting in the way of them putting as many vehicles, piles of salt or whatever they need on that property as they're waiting out the decision from county-owned property to formally allocate the property. And then hopefully at that time, there could be some plans and allocation of funds for them to even build what they need. The discussion specifically was that if the building lost, we get replacement funds, so we can convert to the building. It's been a problem for us all along to figure out what to do. If you look at the community's input from the beginning of time, it has been that the larger balance of space there would make an amazing park, but that they would be just fine with the building itself being used for a county government function. So I feel like we're in a place where we can probably find some money to make that building functional for county use. And then move forward on the balance of property at a future date. Thank you for reminding me to talk on that. I might have said that in a county on property, but I didn't.
Mr. Carter?
I know Richard's here, if you would like to say something. And just so we can get an idea of how we can support him and maybe what his expectation would be.
Commissioner Heflin?
Yeah, and I don't think, I agree with taking it through our committee systems. There's some other things we need to provide. As I said, there's some animals there. We need to figure out how we want to handle that. He's not going to use all that property for to do that, but I think the big question is, I want to hear from Richard. He needs to start moving forward and be prepared for the winter. Is he comfortable waiting till November for us to bring that back to him? I'd like to hear that as well.
Richard? You come on up to the podium, please.
Well, winter time's coming. We're gonna get it, we need to get started. When you've got nothing to work with and work out of it, it's time to do something. I think this is the best thing that ever anybody's come up with the county farm. It's the ideal spot for us. Or on the north side, because about 15 years ago, I guess we pushed the road out to the woods, came out outside. And that just puts us closer to getting out to mow and everything, and this is the ideal spot. The problem all over the county with our blocks, we don't have room for nothing. We would have our storage for other stuff. If I had some more to keep it without it's the asphalt plane, I just sold the loader. That give anything in the world if we had it today, or last 3 weeks ago. So it's an ideal spot, appreciate it, anything you can do, pull this out.
Commissioner Wheeler?
There's approximately 100 acres on 50 acres.
Well, I can tell you what's on the north side. That place. That'd be access to the back road I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know there's roughly 20 acres.
I'd say there's 36 or something, that's how there's 7 or 8 on the other side.
You want the 36 acres or 7?
36.
So you know our intent is to make it go smooth. So just want to make sure that we know which community it goes through. If it's just, you don't want to have another cycle of committee meetings and then it be in December. We get it, and before they feel comfortable doing what they want to do.
Like I said, we move along with the mayor. I don't see why we can't start. Okay, thanks.
Commissioner Malone?
Yeah, I think I'm supportive and I would encourage you to make the preparations that you need to for winter. So I am supportive of the highway department having use of some portion of the property. I come back to the 7 acres on the other side, and I'm glad you said what you did, because I don't see any reason, and it's issues like this that I think that the county-owned property committee can wrestle with and decide, but I would suggest that there's no reason in the world we can't go ahead and auction off the property on the other side of the road, 6.5 or 7 acres there, such that that might generate some dollars that could be used to make the necessary improvements on the other side of the road for use by the highway department. One other question, and I've gotten a couple of calls about this, is, and again, this is something the county-owned property might work out, is, are you gonna be able to reopen the convenience center down off of 81 at 107? Or will the convenience center move to county farm property? So I think there are a couple of questions the county-owned property committee might wrestle with, but I mean, I am supportive of the highway department having use of the property, at least some use of, at least use of some portion of the property.
Commissioner Jones?
Well, and to add to that, I think county-owned property needs to talk with you Richard, more specifically about which portion of the land would be most helpful to you, because we're all talking about that building, which is really the flattest, clearest part of the property, but it sounds like you're talking about the wooded portion, like gravel, and it's just different.
Where the barn and all that.
Oh, you're talking about that,
Yeah.
where the barn is, okay, all right, we're all on the same page then. It'd be great to have a little more detail on that and just look at that space a little bit.
When the road get down and through and up the woods.
Yes, it does.
And out on Mount Zion.
Yeah.
That's a short.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
It don't lay the best in the world.
Wait, that's the one.
There's plenty of rock there, but. The park the trucks is that I need field in front of the barn.
Commissioner Tucker?
So from my understanding, the highway department is looking to take the building and everything on that site. All that's gonna leave is the portion of the land, 6 or 7 acres. Just to turn up, they're wanting the whole site, the building and all the property. The building set, everything on that side of the road is what they're going to use. That's what
I can hear, yeah, I can hear. Yeah.
Commissioner Davenport?
Yeah, I just want to go back and say, sense of urgency, go ahead and start now. Go ahead and start now. Because I do feel your sense of urgency, I think it's justified. Have to prepare, 30 days, it's a long time with winter approaching.
Commissioner Wheeler?
I don't really propose to you the question, but do you intend to move as part of this, especially if Commissioner's telling you to start without a vote, but do you intend to move the meeting subject to?
Lewis is talking about the convenience center, maybe back in where we was at. They should have to bring back in there, or him to sit back in. Am I right? Lewis, hey Lewis.
Lewis, why don't you come on up here too? We'll just go ahead and cover our bases.
Yeah, I've been looking at the quarry site where they were at. I think we need to keep the convenience center as close as possible, the same location. I do believe there's enough room there to do it. Now we're using it for a temporary resite. But it's not big enough for an actual brush facility, I don't think at this time, but I do think it worked there for convenience center. If the county or if the state will permit.
Whole move thing, we may need to get you to the subject. Sure.
I get lonely up here.
Thank you, Lewis. Thank you, Richard. We appreciate y'all coming up and clearing up some things together this evening. All right. We'll move right on to our purchasing committee. Commissioner Huffine?
Yes, sir. You'll find the minutes from our October 11th meeting on page 154. If there's any questions, I'll be glad to answer those. If not, we do bring before you two resolutions this evening. Resolution number 241018, a resolution authorizing the disposition of surplus property on governmentdeals.com for various Fortune County departments. This comes to you in form of a motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Huffine to approve the resolution, seconded by Commissioner Tucker. Question or discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, if you'll switch us to the voting screen, cast your vote and look it in. Madam Clerk, if you'll announce the vote, 12 yes, 3 absent, the resolution passes. Commissioner Huffine?
Our next and final resolution is resolution number 241019, a resolution accepting and ratifying agreement with Progress Computer Services. And this comes to you in form of a motion.
Motion made to approve the resolution by Commissioner Huffine, seconded by Commissioner Malone. Question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, you'll call the roll, switch to the voting screen. Go ahead and cast your vote, mark me. Commissioner Tucker? Right, Madam Clerk, you'll announce the vote. 12 yes, 13 or 3 absent, the resolution passes. Commissioner Huffine, anything else?
That's all we have for this evening, sir. Thank you very much.
Right on the budget committee report, Commissioner Ingram.
Yes, you'll find the minutes for our October 16th meeting on page 176 in your packet. We bring 3 resolutions tonight for your consideration. First resolution is resolution number 24-10-3. Resolution amending fiscal year 2025 budget reference to food insecurity, page 185 in your packet. Come to you from the budget committee in the form of a motion, and I will push it through.
Motion made by Commissioner England, seconded by Commissioner Tucker to approve the resolution. Question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, you'll switch to the voting screen. Clerk, cast your vote, mark it in. Madam Clerk, if you announce the vote, 12 yes, 3 absent, the resolution passes. Commissioner England? Resolution number 24-10-21, resolution amending fiscal year 2025 budget references highway department equipment parts. I'm going to page 187 in your packet. Also comes to you from the budget committee in form of a motion. Motion made by Commissioner England to approve the resolution. Second by Commissioner Carter. Question or discussion?
Call the question.
Questions been called by the clerk. If you'll switch to the voting screen. Cast your vote, lock it in. Madam Clerk, if you announce the vote, 12 yes, 3 absent, the resolution passes. Commissioner England? Our third and final resolution is resolution number 24-10-22, resolution amending fiscal year 2025 budget in reference to assessors reappraisal data entry special. 189 in your packet. The budget in the form of a motion. Motion made by Commissioner England to approve the resolution. Second by Commissioner Tucker. Question or discussion?
Call the question.
Questions been called by the clerk. You'll switch to the voting screen. Go ahead and cast your vote, lock it in. Clerk, if you announce the vote, 12 yes, 3 absent, the resolution passes. Anything else, Commissioner?
That's all.
All right. Next item is the resolution 24-10-23, is a resolution approving the election of notaries public for appointment and reappointment to Washington County, Tennessee. Have a motion. Motion made by Commissioner Malone, second by Commissioner Jones. Approve the resolution. Question or discussion?
Call the question.
Questions been called. Madam Clerk, you'll switch to the voting screen. Go ahead and cast your vote and lock it in. Madam Clerk, if you announce the vote. 12 yes, 3 absent, and the resolution passes. Items under new business this evening is resolution number 24-10-24, is a resolution approving and ratifying property leases between Washington County and certain property owners for the purpose of debris removal sites related to severe storm and hurricane Helene. Page 194 is there a motion? Motion by Commissioner Wheeler to approve. Resolution seconded by Commissioner Fitzgerald. Commissioner Tucker?
Read through this lease, I mean, it all looks beautiful. What if they did not clean it back up? I didn't see no deposit put down, so this company, I don't know if anybody researched or what kind of background, but it says on this lease that they have to clean it up, put topsoil back for grass, but what if they failed to do that, and what is the responsibility on that? Or should they put some kind of deposit down to hold that to make sure they do what they say they're going to do? No, it's gonna be on us to clean it up.
I'll let our attorney address that for you.
Thank you. Currently, so that's resolution 25 that has that lease, and there is a provision for that. And so I'm looking to see where it is for you. That's the P&J lease. I may have said 25 when it's not 26. It's number 26, isn't it? 27. It's the one that we brought forward tonight, excuse me. So that one is the one that has the cleanup provisions. The ones, aren't we currently on 24, which is
We're
the
on 24.
Yes, sir. So the leases that you're looking at, commissioners, with resolution number 24, it's the county that would be using the property for debris storage. And so the county is then leasing property from 3 individuals, Johnson Brothers Farms, Mr. Runyon. That's okay, but it's the other lease, and it does have those express terms when we get there. And I just wanted you to know, in this instance, to the extent this is needed, the Director of Solid Waste identified these parcels immediately after the storm so that there would be a place to take debris. And it addresses hazardous materials, which are not really expected beyond what's in here. but the county is the one taking the property.
On the wrong resolution, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Thank you.
Commissioner Johnson?
For transparency, I'm partial owner of a LLC that owns one of these properties. Unfortunately, unfortunately for me, I won't be gaining financially, so I will be fine.
And just for sake of good order, that goes to whether or not there's any conflict of interest for a commissioner to have any financial interest in it. And there's not any financial interest of Johnson Brothers Farms in this property. The entity would be receiving a nominal token amount of $1. So that's what that goes to in case somebody hears it later.
Any further questions or discussion?
Call the question.
Question's been called. Madam Clerk, if you'll switch to the voting screen, and cast your vote, lock me. Madam Clerk's announced vote 12 yes, 3 absent. The resolution passes. Next resolution, resolution number 241025. It's a resolution adopting certain changes to the 2018 edition of the International Residential Code in response to severe storms, Hurricane Helene, on September 27, 2024, found on page 216. Have a motion? Motion by Commissioner Davenport to approve the resolution. Second by Commissioner Tucker. Question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, switches to voting screen, please. Cast your vote, lock it in. Madam Clerk, if you announce the vote, 12 yes, 3 absent. The resolution passes. Next resolution, resolution number 241026, is a resolution authorizing the retention of an independent contractor as a recovery consultant incident to severe storms, Hurricane Helene on September 27, 2024, and amending the fiscal year 2025 budget found on page 224. Have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Wheeler, second by Commissioner Jones. Question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, switches to the voting screen. Cast your vote, lock it in. Madam Clerk, if you announce the vote, 12 yes, 3 absent, and the resolution passes. Next resolution is resolution 241027, is a resolution approving and ratifying a land lease agreement between Washington County and Phillips and Jordan Incorporated for property at the Washington County Industrial Park. You see the revised resolution, our county website. Have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Jones, second by Commissioner Huffine to approve the resolution. Question or discussion?
Call for the question.
This is the one on Blaylock now. Yes. So my question goes back from the other one. I didn't see in the contract, I see in the contract says they will buy hospitals for the craft. How do we make sure they will do that? Are we pretty well covered on that case?
Two things. One is there is an insurance provision that's required, so that's out there, but I would direct y'all to paragraph 6, talks about the remediation. And that within here, we have included, this is, by the way, to your first point, this is a national company that has the highest rating in this sort of work. I think the Army Corps of Engineers was the first time we heard about their work. They just happened to be local to the area, but they've agreed that they would clean it up. They would return it to its original condition. And we've added language that if they didn't return it to the original condition, that we would do so at their expense. And then also the mayor worked with site engineers and Alicia Summers to be very specific, knowing the improvements that had been made to that property. And Mayor, tell me when I've stepped out of the realm of what y'all actually discussed. But that's Exhibit B on page 5 of what you were provided this evening. And that has 12 bullet points. And those really touch on the condition of the property from the engineer's perspective, so that the topsoil, the grading, and those other details were addressed specifically.
Thank you.
You bet.
All right, we do have a motion and second. Any further questions or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, we'll switch to the voting screen. Go ahead and cast your vote, lock it in. Madam Clerk, if you'll announce the vote, 12 yes, 3 absent, the resolution passes. One announcement this evening, cutoff date now, next month's county commission agenda is November 14th, 2024, 12 noon. We have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion to adjourn by Commissioner Jones, second by Commissioner Davenport. All in favor of adjourning, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye.